The city did not wake up all at once. It stirred, as if something invisible had passed through it during the night and left behind a quieter rhythm. Arin walked beside Mama along the sidewalk, the sound of their steps blending into the early morning hum. No urgency, no destination that needed to be named. Windows reflected fragments of sky. Storefronts opened without ceremony. People moved as they always had. Yet something in their pace had softened. No one stared, no one followed. And still, something was different. Mama paused near a cafe entrance. She sat, calm, watching. Inside, a television played above the counter, muted. A news ticker slid across the bottom of the screen. No alarms, no breaking banners, just words passing by. Unverified anomaly resolved overnight. Authorities report no ongoing threat. Public urged to remain calm. Arin did not turn toward the screen. He already felt the absence, not relief, absence. Like a pressure that had been removed so gently most people didn't notice it was ever there. A barista placed cups on the counter. Steam rose. The smell of coffee spread into the street. Someone laughed inside. Mama stood again and continued walking. They passed a bus stop. Two strangers sat beside each other in silence. Not the tense silence of avoidance, but something neutral, almost companionable. A man checked his phone, then stopped scrolling. He looked up at the sky for a moment longer than necessary. Across the street, a woman closed her eyes briefly, as if remembering something she couldn't quite name. Nothing dramatic had happened, and yet the city felt less defended. Arin felt it in his chest. Not expansion, not power, settling. As if the signal he once carried outward was no longer needed in that way. Mama brushed against his leg, tail relaxed, unbothered. Confirmation. They reached a small park. Morning light filtered through trees that had stood there long before screens or sirens. Arin sat on a bench. Mama jumped up beside him, curling neatly, perfectly at ease. People passed by without recognition. That was the point. This was not about being seen. It never was. Across the city and far beyond it, systems recalibrated. Narratives thinned. Urgency lost its grip. No announcement explained it. No authority claimed responsibility. But something had been interrupted, not destroyed, interrupted. The fear that had been rehearsed, projected, amplified had failed to complete its circuit. And now the world was left with a quiet it hadn't planned for. Arin breathed. Mama closed her eyes. Somewhere, unseen screens adjusted their tone. Somewhere, meetings stalled. Somewhere, people hesitated before reacting the way they always had. No one would call this awakening, not yet. But the noise had cracked, and through that crack, something human was beginning to re-enter the room. The city continued, unaware that anything had changed, and that was exactly how it needed to happen.